Even if you win today's battle, there's so much violence in what you do.
Look out, look out, look out, look out!
You don't think I'm strong enough?
I don't know if you're cruel enough.
What about Dennis Lehane? What happened with his novels that moves you so much?
Well, I think he makes movies that, books that just make really good movies. They're cinematic. He also has great characters that he creates and sharp dialogue and stuff that you can just pull right out of the book and put into the script and change nothing, and it works cinematically because he writes. I think with sort of cinema or with visuals in mind. It's whatever it is, he makes for great storytelling.
Isn't it a little bit intimidating having the author live, to see the film?
Yeah, you have to just free yourself from the insecurity of worrying about changing the book. Somebody once told me really smart, which was when I was adapting something else, they said, you're not changing the book. The book is always going to be there. The book will always be the same. You're making the movie, which is a different thing. And so I gave myself license to make changes and move things around, because it has to be different on film for 2 hours than it is, as a novel.
Mr. Chris Messina, when did you hear for the first time about this project?
I heard, I guess, 2 years before we shot. I heard that Ben was doing it, and we worked together on Argo. We became friends, and I was lucky that he offered me the role. I didn't have to. If probably any other director, if I had auditioned, I probably wouldn't have gotten the part. But he saw something in me and believed in me, and he gave it to me.
I don't know if it's a good question, but how is he as a director? How is Ben Affleck?
It's a great question, because there's a lot of shitty ones, and he's not. He's a great one, and I'd say that if he wasn't in the room. It's there are a few directors out there, and Ben is one of them, who they understand. Look, he's been making movies for a long time. He understands cinema. He understands the camera. He understands film acting. And you get on his set, and it's very open, very free. You trust him, and he trusts you, and you play and you discover together, and it's kind of everything you want as an actor.
Ben, I don't know if you agree with me, but sometimes there's novels can be movies. You know what I mean? Because there's so much monologues. You know what I mean? What makes you decide to do this film, which I love?
It's you're right. It's some movies are just real. They're so internal. They're about what's happening inside a person, and when you can use first-person narrative voice in a book and tell that story very well. But there's something objectively third person, in movies that it's so it has to be about behavior, things they're doing, and that you can tell really small stories. But it still needs to be about. It really has to be holding your the lead character choices is what holds your interest, and that's really what Dennis is, I think, great at. Is creating characters and putting them in these situations where there is no exactly right or wrong thing to do. It's just about what do you do, and that sort of defines your character.
Guys, well done.
Thank
you much.
Thank you.
Gracias.